Hi, so in this video I'm going to be discussing my multimedia project, and what I decided to do when I found out that we could do any art from any time is I decided to focus my multimedia on the film Blackfish. It was released in 2013, and the director was Gabriela Cowperwaith and the producer is Manny Oteza. It definitely plays on the appeals of the emotional appeals of the audience. I decided to do this film because I remember how much it impacted me, and at the end of the day it is a propaganda film. You know, it's very obviously a propaganda film, and it's basically trying to make you see the harsh realities of animal captivity. This is my painting interpretation of Blackfish. The main focus of this painting that I decided to do was Tilikum. He is the main focus of the film as well. It is centered around his story. Tilikum was a male killer whale that was sent to SeaWorld after an incident in Sealand, the first sea marine amusement park that had him. I made this art piece to represent the emotionally wrenching nature of the film. I really wanted to represent the darkness, the dark theme that you feel throughout watching the film. The water, I decided to put I mixed in some black. I mixed in this dark blue color, and yeah, basically that was it, the black and the blue, to make it just dark, because the vibe of the film, if you watch it, is very dark. It's very sad, you know, because it's about a topic that requires that almost. The blood is representing the shocking nature of the film and the gore, because there are some graphic images that you will see of, you know, whales pulling their trainers down and you know, former trainers that talk about what happened to the trainers that were murdered, and you know, their arms were ripped off, and the whales would scalp some of them. It is really shocking when you watch it, but it has to be, you know, to get that message across. I put him in kind of like a jail cell, because that is the vibe that you get throughout the entire film, that these whales in captivity, they have no choice. They are literally imprisoned. They're imprisoned in these small pools when their natural habitats are these vast oceans, and humans take them for our entertainment, and so that SeaWorld, you know, can make a lot of money, and we will throw money to see these whales do tricks, basically. The film definitely challenges us to consider our relationship with nature. Do we think that other organisms are inferior to us because they're not human? You know what I mean? Like, we just take these animals as our property and basically sell them, because that's what SeaWorld is doing. They're selling the entertainment to the public. There's blood here that represents the deaths of the trainers that are talked about in the film. In some parts of the film, you do get the sense that these whales are scary, but moreover, the scariness highlights their power and their might, and it highlights the fact that it is wrong to have these giant beings, powerful beings, enclosed in these small pools at SeaWorld. There's blood on SeaWorld. SeaWorld does have blood on their hands. Every time that a death would happen, they wouldn't blame themselves, they would blame the trainer, that the trainer did something wrong. And there's evidence in the film that it was actually the frustration of the whales, and you know, the whales are very emotional and intelligent animals, and they would release their frustrations by acting out in these ways. Tears for the whales in captivity, and for the sadness that you feel throughout the film, and then the blood in the mouth is for the attacks that the whales did. The dorsal fins of whales in the wild never collapse, and most of the males that are in captivity have a collapsed dorsal fin like Tilikum. So I decided to make that really, you know, stand out. I hope that you watch this film, because it is very eye-opening, and it is an obvious form of propaganda, but it is very important because this film ultimately reached the masses, because it was on Netflix. Everybody was talking about it when it came out. It shows the realities of SeaWorld, not just the magic, you know, the whales doing the tricks and the dolphins and all that. There's a darkness behind it, and they also showed a lot of the darkness of the SeaWorld representatives and the attorneys, you know, when there would be court hearings. It was a very shady situation, and I hope that the suffering of the whales and the former trainers and the emotionality of this film came out on my painting.